So if you're a music composer, you will want to hear what I'm about to say, because it might have an impact in what you're going to be focusing on in the next 10 years. And I'm talking specifically to people writing orchestral hybrid music. Now, we all need to learn how to write hybrid music. It's kind of a standard in our industry right now. Hybrid orchestral music means that you have sounds from a real or a sampled orchestra on one side and electronic sounds on the other side. On one side, you have real performers or sounds that sound like real performers, and on the other side, sounds that are obviously synthesized. Now I'm about to tell you a great piece of advice for your future career. And I got this tip from a very reliable source in the music industry. And it's about what producers are looking for into music composers right now. And what they are looking for is composers, yes, doing hybrid music, but less and less of the electronic side of the hybrid. So this means bringing in some more real performers into your music, so more live recorded performers. And why do you think producers are looking more and more for this kind of music nowadays? Well, it's because right now in video game music, in film music, and in big trailers, we have this trend of having very much hybrid orchestral sounds that are completely transformed. And producers are starting to realize, well, it's a trend. Well, if you want our movie or game to have people play it or watch it in 10 years' time, then we can't make music that is only trendy right now. We need to think ahead and to invest in the future. And if you've followed my channel, I've made a video onto this kind of music, saying that I didn't particularly enjoy it and encourage you to do more of it. Well, in this video here, I'm confirming that you should do less and less of this and focus on learning more and more instrumental writing. And just a side note here, I would say trailer music, like a trailer, is for when the movie or the game comes out. So you want to have an impact right now than if you're taking of a soundtrack for a movie or a video game or a TV series. And also trying to push producers and directors and whoever you're working with, whoever gives you the money to do a project, convince them to find the money to pay real performers. That's right. And that's why I'm publishing this video now, is to encourage you to have this attitude around you that we need to hire real performers. We need to work with them. We need to include them back into these productions. We need to spread the word to producers that they need to put more money in the music to obtain a movie soundtrack or trailer soundtrack which will sound unique. Because orchestral samples and electronic samples of all kinds, well, if you have the same sound bank as thousands and thousands of other people, well, then you're gonna end up using the same sounds as everyone. And the second that you bring a performer in a studio, then depending on the performer itself, depending on what you write on your score, depending on how the session goes, depending on the microphones, depending on the studio, all of these facts will create a unique sound object which you will use in your soundtrack and which will make you stand out of the crowd right now. So again, right now, not all producers are aware of that. If you're aware of this, you're gonna be preparing ahead. Because again, as soon as this trend of doing heavily processed orchestral and electronic sounds together, as soon as this is done, producers and directors will be looking for composers who can write and work with real performers. So you better get ready. But be careful, I'm not saying here that hybrid orchestral music will disappear. I'm mostly thinking that the real instruments will be more predominant in the music, but there will still be some electronics to support it behind. So if you've been doing more electronic and processed music, it's not all going to waste, but I suggest that you start focusing on learning how to write for real instruments and working with real musicians. Find the musicians in your area, try and collaborate with them, try and go to their concerts, try and learn all about their instruments. Having friends like this, building a community of collaborators is the way to lead you to more opportunities. Now, I'm curious to know if you're freaking out about what I'm saying, or if you're just, well, thank God this trend is gonna die off. Let me know in the comments. And if you want to know more about what I think about heavily processed hybrid orchestral music, then go check out this next video.